Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man the hell with rap." I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome mats. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app's an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Killer, what's good, man?
Murder, what up? What's that, a $550, $200 members only with the scarf, nigga? I know you don't wear nothing less than $5, but that's an updated members club right there, man. Niggas don't you know what the members club is? I know, yeah. Yeah, that's like probably a $9,200 members club, man. Big Stat back in the building, not
You're
the little
back,
one.
not
Big
the
Stat,
little
you
one.
back.
Big Stat, not the little one.
Yeah, glad to be back. I love when we're
That's
out
good, man. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm happy to see everybody, man.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's get into it. We're actually going to start with football. So the Rams and Matthew Stafford might be coming to an end after he was given permission to go test the market. So there's been no official trade requests, but the offer is there and teams are interested. A lot of teams that have kind of thrown their names in the hat have been the New York Giants, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Raiders. So Mase, what do you see happening? And then what do you think about the way this is going about?
Well, I like the options, pause, that Matt Stafford have. You know, when you're talking about the Steelers, your team, I think he does pretty well there. It was another team you listed in that introduction. Who else was there?
Giants, Browns, Raiders.
The Raiders is cool too, but I think whenever somebody tell you go see what you can do, they're basically telling you, I'm not gonna be the one to pay you, and I don't want to argue with you about your pay and what it is you feel like you're worth. So go out there and see what they say, because we might end up having it for a cheaper price. That's basically what they're saying. Pause. Which is a great strategy on a part of the organization and franchise of the LA Rams, because we didn't win with you, so it's not like if they lose, it's gonna be hard to get somebody to come to LA. So I think it's a brilliant plan on their part, because it gives that leadway to the player to go out there and solicit deals and see what he could do. I think they need to start doing this with hip hop.
What? Just letting it go? Yo, you think you like that?
Yeah. Go see what price they would give you.
Yeah.
It would stop a lot of arguments.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I totally agree with you. I think that the Rams are basically saying Matthew Stafford is scheduled to get $27 million next year, which is crazy underpaid for what these quarterbacks are making now. So he's basically saying that I deserve an increase on my pay. And they're saying if you think you're worth more than that, then go out and see if you're worth more than that. What I think is that teams are definitely pay Matthew Stafford more than that. They probably think in the Rams I'm talking about, he's 37 years old. He's running out of time, et cetera, et cetera. But Matthew Stafford, to be totally honest with you, were probably 2 or 3 plays from beating the Philadelphia Eagles this season. No team played Philadelphia Eagles better than the LA Rams in the whole postseason. I don't care who it was, including the Kansas City Chiefs. And not only that, they played in snow. So it was way out of their comfort zone playing in snow. And like I said, I think it was 2 plays away from them actually winning the game. If the Rams think that somebody can't wait to snatch Matthew Stafford for $35-40 million, that's going to be crazy. We talk about how Sam Darnold fucked up his money with them last 2 games that he played. The game against the Lions where he didn't perform well, and then his first playoff game, they got bumped. And they're saying, damn, this is going to cost him some millions. And they're saying that he'll probably get $25 million because of the fuck up. That's what Mike Irvin was saying. It cost him some M&Ms. That's his word, cost him some M&Ms. But if you're paying Matthew Stafford $27 million and Sam Darnold $25 million, that's ridiculous. Because don't get it fucked up. Even though Matthew Stafford didn't get it done. Nobody played better than played the Eagles better than the Rams and Matthew Stafford in the snow. And secondly, you won a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. You traded Jared Goff to Detroit, got Matthew Stafford. The first year that he got there, they won a Super Bowl. So you're not going to win. You're not the Kansas City Chiefs. We seen they couldn't do it 3 years in a row, but everybody is basically the Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs were coming close to that. You're not going to win every year, and I think that the Rams did a great job with Matthew Stafford. I think the ultimate goal is this. Go see how much money you could get in the marketplace. Say balloon it up to 45 million, maybe 50 million, and the Rams match that because the Rams, you could sit there and act like you could go get another Matthew Stafford, but it's not going to be easy to get another quarterback to step in because Matthew Stafford is really that good. I think this all came about, my personal opinion, is when that nigga wife started talking about when Cooper Kupp got traded. She started getting on Twitter talking about, how you going to trade Cooper Kupp? I said this on the show. Cooper Kupp is not your husband. Mind the business that pays you. Your husband now is being offered to go see if he wants to get traded. Sometimes you got to control your spouse because they were not even talking about this until his wife got on Twitter. Was like, how you going to trade Cooper Kupp? Yeah, yo, lady. Dude, I'm pretty sure Cooper Kupp got a girl, a wife, a fiance, something that can stick up for him. And I know that that's an important piece because your husband needs to throw the ball to receivers. What's the nigga, Ugatui? Nakua. Nakua. You know what I'm saying? Now, what happened is, Nakua became that first option. They was feeling like they need Cooper Kupp because he kept getting hurt. But it's what's wrong with having Cooper Kupp and Nakua. So at the end of the day, hope Matthew Stafford balloons his price up. Hopefully the Rams can match it. But to me, it's partly because his wife started getting on Twitter worrying about another nigga that's on the team, and it's not your man, my opinion.
Valid point. So let me ask you this. So it's saying that Matthew Stafford's asking price is about $50 million. So looking at the other quarterbacks, we know Dak is around $60 million. Then Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence are tied for $55 million. Then Jordan Love, then Tua at $53.1 million. Then Jared Goff at $53 million. Do you guys think that Matthew Stafford is worth that?
Yeah, Matthew is definitely worth the money. It's just a matter of if that team thinks he is. And I think when you're dealing with a city like LA, it's very like Janet Jackson. It's all, what have you done for me lately? It's not the championship you got back there. It's LA. People win every day. People get championships every day, and that's kind of the mindset. Because if you tell a player of that caliber to go out and see what you can do, if he gets a bigger number, he's not coming back to the Rams. He's gone.
Bro, it's up to the Rams to trade him.
Yeah.
He's still under contract, but I think that he'll hold out and see if they can match it, and if not, okay, cool. I went out and got the number that I wanted, 45, 50 million.
Yeah.
I want to go here, and they might still be like, we was just playing, nigga. You ain't going to motherfucking place. So you don't want to get to that place if you're Matthew Stafford. But do I think he's worth it? Absolutely. And I agree with Mase when it comes to LA's a winning city, basketball-wise, not football-wise. Football-wise, the LA Chargers, the LA Rams, they do not win. Matthew Stafford probably got them their first Super Bowl in I don't know how many years. It had to be over 20 years at least. And now think about this. They wasn't the LA Rams. They were the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah.
So LA is not a winning town for football. Basketball, absolutely. Hockey, couple times, absolutely. Football, no. And I know, like May said, he's right. It's a what have you done for me lately town. I totally agree with that. But if you keep switching up and not getting any chemistry, then you're not gonna gain any chemistry to win a championship. Now look, y'all lucked the fuck up when y'all got rid of Jared Goff because listen, the Rams are known to do this. They got to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Most of the times when you get to the Super Bowl with somebody, you're not trying to trade them.
Yeah.
But you traded them. And then you got Matthew Stafford and it got y'all over the hump. If you think you're going to do that again, it's not likely. Because who are you going to get? Who's out there? who's available. You going to try and go get Aaron Rodgers or maybe Russell Wilson? Who are you going to get to replace Matthew Stafford? As much as I like Aaron Rodgers and as much as I like Russell Wilson, I think that Matthew Stafford had a more sturdy career than them. Now, when I say sturdy career, I'm talking about, of course, we look at Aaron Rodgers as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Of course, Russell Wilson is a play away from him being a 2-time Super Bowl champ. So I'm looking at people who had careers, like if it was related to basketball, saying they had multiple MVP seasons or great seasons. When it comes to Matthew Stafford, my opinion is Matthew Stafford is like a Charles Barkley, but with the championship. One of them guys is going to get you, and I'm using a basketball analogy, career-wise, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. It's consistent. His consistency is unmatched. They couldn't get it done in Detroit. We seen Megatron leave because he wanted to smoke weed, walked out on him. I think Matthew Stafford is very good and he got a lot left in the tank. So I would pay him at least 45 if I'm the Rams.
Okay, good analysis.
But not to cut you off.
Yeah.
We seen them do this before though. It isn't like they won't get rid of a nigga. So don't think it's above imagination.
Yeah. It's just going to be interesting to see what happens, because when does that kind of salary cap stop? Because the prices just keep going higher and higher and higher, and I don't understand when it's going to be like, all right, this is enough to pay somebody.
Let's think about this, right? And I know they're not franchise tagging them, but if this was a franchise tag situation, the way franchise tag works is this. You take the top 5 people in your category, meaning quarterbacks, because he's a quarterback. So we're saying Dak is at 60, and who's the 5th person?
Yeah, so it's Dak, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Tua.
So how much does Tua make?
$53 million.
So let's just use that. If he was getting franchise tag, he would make about $56.5 million. So you even want to pay him below franchise tag price. That $37 million is half of that. So you got to meet somewhere in the middle, my opinion.
Okay, so moving along, an unidentified NFL team has proposed to ban the Eagles' signature tush push, also known as the brotherly shove. But sources are saying the team is the Green Bay Packers. So the Packers CEO and team president, Mark Murphy, publicly criticized the play by saying there is no skill involved and it is almost an automatic first down on plays of a yard or less. The play is bad for the game and we should go back to prohibiting the push of the runner. This would bring back the traditional QB sneak. So Mase, how do you feel about the Packers CEO's position on wanting to ban the tush push, and do you think it should go?
Oh man, I think it's crazy for him to say that, because when they were using it, he did not want it banned. You know, it's just real simple theology. When you're talking about, when it comes to football, if I have an advantage with just running behind the lineman, then they should be able to use that. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think is really hater in the heart to even say something like that. It's just stupid. Like, they're winning. They're the champs. Why are you talking anyway? Get your quarterback together. Get your team together and come back next year.
Yeah, what the Green Bay Packers was trying to say is that people are getting hurt on the play, on the line, or whatever the case may be, which I think is a bunch of bullshit as well. The thing about the tush push is don't let them get in that position, pause. You letting them get a yard short or get to the goal line or et cetera. Don't let them get in that position. It sounds like a bunch of hate. And to me, I think they actually are going to ban it, because from what I'm understanding is that it only takes, in the offseason, they have these owner and GM meetings, and it only takes 75% of the teams to agree with this for this to get banned. Philly has perfected it. I don't know another team that has perfected it. So you may have 75% of the team saying, we don't want this. But the point is, the tush push doesn't work on 1st and 10. It don't work on 2nd and 7. It don't work on 3rd and 15. It works on 1.5 yards. So if you let the Philadelphia Eagles get within the 2-yard line of the end zone, or you let them get a yard short of a first down, stop letting them get to the advantage to do tush push. They're not doing a tush push on 1st and 10, nigga. Secondly, Green Bay, show us the player that got hurt. Talking about niggas got hurt. Who got hurt?
Yeah.
Then that's imaginary nigga who got hurt. I think it's hating, like Mase said. I totally agree. But if you ask my opinion, nobody else has perfected it like the Philadelphia Eagles. So you will have GMs and owners hating on this situation. I'm interested to see how it turns out.
Okay. So it's still football related, but we're switching gears just a little bit because Ocho Cinco had opened up to Stephen A about his enhancement surgery. So he was telling a story about how he was told to go deeper, but was already all the way in, and he ran out of his tool. So he said he had to get surgery, and since then he has been good. So the question is, just men in general, should they be judged for having surgical enhancements to feel better about themselves and their manhood?
I'm gonna let Cam answer that first.
Freaky ass niggas need to keep their ass inside, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what they need to do, man. Fuck is you telling another grown man about you getting your tool piece a little bigger, man? I don't really fuck with Chad Ochocino, to be totally honest with you. He all right, but at the end of the day, when we started this show, the nigga was hating from the very beginning. We started the show, we was doing very well, it was very successful. We didn't have no deal, no sponsors or nothing. We was doing this off the muscle. He comes out of nowhere talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get myself back together and I'm taking Cam's spot. Why the fuck you gotta take my spot, nigga? Fuck is you talking about? You been a football player your whole life, nigga. Now because I'm doing sports, you come and take my spot. And at that particular time, we had only been doing the show about 2.5 months, 3 months. But that's how much of an impact that I had that bitch ass nigga felt threatened. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, we try to call him. Shout out to my nigga Bub. My nigga Bub knows some niggas he know. I tried to give him a job. He like, yo, talk to my agent. I said, I'm talking to you now. What the I don't do business like that. I talk to my agent. See, you so dumb you can't even speak for yourself, stupid motherfucker. I tried to offer you more paper than you probably get now. Ask Mark Jackson how he got paid. Ask Mike Irvin how much he got paid. Ask them niggas if they was living lovely off the checks me and Murder was sending them niggas. Ask them. I bet you ain't getting paid the money that Mark Jackson and Mike Irvin got paid working with us. I don't know this for a fact, but ask Mike Irvin and ask Mark Jackson if they get paid lovely. And if I threaten niggas like you, this is why you going to do the shit you doing. Fucking telling Stephen A about getting your piece bigger? Yo, I don't like you, nigga. I don't like you. I don't like your con. Your whole style is bitch made, nigga, and I don't fuck with you. Try to give you a job, and then you go and suck the nigga Shannon off. Ooh, Shannon, why you go suck him off? For what? Pause. I came to you first. Oh, my agent handles anything. You dumb motherfucker. Your agent probably robbing you, probably not as much well off as you think, as niggas think you are. And if you still need a job, I ain't hiring no more. You better hope the nigga Shannon keep you with him, nigga. I don't like you. Hating on me for no motherfucking reason from the jump. Fuck you.
Damn. Wow. What a statement. Any further thoughts?
Oh man. I knew Cam had something to say, but I didn't know he had that much to say.
I didn't even know what I seen it on the topic, but I didn't know what he was talking about. You said the interview. I didn't know that was
tell me what's going on again, because I didn't really understand. It sounded crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he got a surgical enhancement. He said it took 15 minutes, about $8,000. Went from 3 to 11 inches because he ran out, and now he doesn't run out anymore. So I was just like,
super duper pause. 3 inches pause.
Yeah.
Yo,
Stat, you making that up?
Yeah. It's not even a quote. Like, it was said directly from his mouth to Stephen A. And Stephen A was like, I didn't ask that.
Yeah, exactly. Stephen, it was TMI for Stephen A. Fuck is it? Nobody, listen.
Nobody want to talk about it.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, for you to even feel comfortable having this conversation is crazy. You probably got a BBL, nasty ass. Fucking shit. Probably wear a waist trainer.
Oh, shit.
Get his eyebrows done and all that, man. You one of them niggas.
BBL.
I'm going to let him do what he got to do. I don't know.
So Stat, is it a BDL now? Oh, shit. Oh, forgive me.
Welcome back. Yeah, guess that's what you would call it. To each their own. Good luck to him. You can't really get good luck from that. I don't know. You got to handle that yourself.
Oh, man.
Okay. Speaking of things that need to be handled, let's talk about the Sixers. They are currently the 12th seed and just lost to the Bulls 142-110. So the Sixers are consulting doctors and considering alternative options such as surgery for Embiid's left knee, considering he still isn't healthy, which we know has been a problem for a long time. Mase, how are we feeling about Embiid? What should the Sixers do with him?
Oh, man. I think it's safe to say the process is over. I think it's 100% safe to say the process is over. We know the Eagles just celebrated a championship, but the Sixers look bad right now. I never saw this, coming. Pause. They had the kid with the fingernail polish. What was his name again?
Jared McCain.
Jared McCain. He was balling. Then they got Paul George over there, Maxey doing his thing, and to think about like Embiid not being healthy is such a letdown. But when you don't prepare to play 82 games, I think we're starting to see the results of the low, what they call it, low management. We're starting to see the curse of the low management. For all of you watching, it is a curse to go with the low management because it doesn't allow you to be prepared to play at a high level. So then when these injuries start, you really set your team back because you wasn't playing already. And now to think you're going to miss some more games after missing all the games you was already going to miss, especially you wasn't going to play in Denver. And I like the game Luka and them played out against Denver. It's just a setback. It's a real setback for the franchise. And with so much money being paid, I know Darryl is just looking like, man, come on, my nigga. This is worse than I think when he was doing that with what's his name, James Harden. This is a worse situation. Embiid is getting paid too much money to get hurt this much, man.
Yeah, listen, I was looking at Joel Embiid's contract, and his last year, 28-29, he's going to make $70 million. His salary goes up probably $5 million a year, maybe $7-8 million for the next 4 or 5 years. He signed through 28-29, and the last year he's making $70 million. My opinion is this: shut the nigga down. It's not going to work this season. You can actually see him in pain watching him when we watch the games. I spoke to some sources close to the Sixers today, and they're not shutting him down. They're actually going to go revisit some more doctors and get some more surgery. Pardon me, to think about surgery or not. But I asked, do you think you should shut him down? And they're saying it might be that, but that's not today. I think it should be today because he looks in pain. He's trying. He doesn't want to look like, you in Philly, you don't want to look like he's a sucker. But we obviously see he's not doing well. He's in pain. I was talking to one of my friends that I'll just say an NBA aficionado. I won't give any title on what he does, but we was talking today, and they said that nigga Paul George jersey should say Wawa on the front and cold cuts on the back. He's being mad disrespectful wearing the number 8 in Philly. We don't know what the fuck he's doing. He needs to shut it down because niggas don't even remember that he's playing in Philly, and it looks really, really bad. Shut this shit down. Save the organization the headache for trying to do what they do. I think for trying to do what they do this season and revisit this thing next season. You got to think about it. There's the reason why this isn't so bad because Philly has super loyal fans. The reason why this isn't blowing over really bad is because Philadelphia is still on celebration for the Eagles winning.
Yeah.
If the Eagles didn't win, this would be a travesty. So the microscope is not really on the Philadelphia 76ers at the moment because they're still on the high from the Eagles winning, which is good. But if the Eagles didn't win, this thing would be magnified and it'd be really, really bad. Like I said, right now they're not shutting them down. They're going to look for options. But to me, it doesn't make sense.
If you look back last year, this was exactly the same spot they were in last year. Pause. When Embiid was kind of looking like he was hurt, I think it was coming up to the playoffs, and everybody was saying, should he play or should he not play? And I remember saying he shouldn't play because he wasn't going to be 100%. And now we're back here. You really gotta think about that for that franchise. You guys really got to think about what's going to be best for the future. And it may be time to shut them down. I know I said something different earlier, but I just was reminded about last year. Last year, I was saying the same thing. If he doesn't get fully healed, then he's never going to be 100%. And you guys keep pushing him in that direction, that's going to lead to problems in the future. Because we see big men, when their knees start going, pause, or their foot, anything below pause their waist, that they don't do well with that. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I totally agree. At the end of the day, look, Joel Embiid, like Mase said, he was hurt going into the postseason last year, still played in the postseason. Not only that, you usually get the sum off. He stayed and played in the Olympics because he made all his promises play for Olympics. So Joel Embiid hasn't had any real time to rest. He's been playing basketball for a year straight hurt. Shut him down and see what you could do with him next year. Because if he has to have surgery, he may not even be ready when the season starts next year. You might as well start the process now.
So do you guys just feel like in general the Sixers are stuck because even just looking at their contracts with Embiid and Paul George, they're combined supposed to be owed $405 million per their contracts. And then like we see Jared McCain, who you're just talking about, who really would have had a great case for Rookie of the Year. He's injured. Yes, Maxi's back, but just given all these situations and problems and issues, are they too kind of deep in a hole to get out of that?
That was crazy stuff. That was wild.
Hey, everybody gets it sometimes.
Hey. That's more in the wrong direction, but we're gonna stick with the play. I think this situation that's going on in Philly is just a debacle all across the board. This city had such high hopes for sports in general when it came to this year. They thought the Eagles had a chance. They thought even the Sixers had a chance, and to see them in 12th place is just bringing back bad memories. You know, I don't ever remember the Sixers being this bad. Even when Iverson was playing and they was trying to bring Iverson off the bench, I don't think they was this bad. This is crazy for the city of Philadelphia, and especially when you got so many hardworking people that's a part of that city. Y'all got to do better for the city, man. They got real players out there, got a real coach out there, got a real situation, and a real GM. They got to do better, man.
And what's the exact question, Stat?
Yeah, do you feel like, I can't even say, like, do you feel like they're too deep in a hole to get out? Like, is the situation
for this year? For this year, absolutely, 100%, absolutely. Look, from what, like I said, last 2 days I've been running around calling everybody my friends from the NBA. A lot of people want to be left off the record, so we're going to leave them off the record. Some NFL people I've been speaking to about the combine coming up, et cetera, et cetera. From what I'm hearing, Paul George didn't want to go to Philadelphia. He has a mother who's disabled. He was already home, but it was the money he didn't want to turn down, and now that he's there, he's not happy. And obviously, we could see that he's not happy. So why go all the way across the country when you was already home? And us as analysts, I know I'm not going to speak for every other program, and I can't speak for Mase, but me, myself, coming into this season, I'm sitting there thinking that Philadelphia would finish minimum third in the East. I was sitting there saying to myself, Boston, New York looked good, and then it would be Philly or possibly Milwaukee. The Cavaliers have proved different otherwise for right now. But for you not to know Paul George is playing is ridiculous, because Paul George is considered the GOAT in some people's eyes, and he has this, that, and the third. For Paul George to be playing 37 minutes the other day or last week or whenever it was and get 2 points is absolutely ridiculous. The greats don't go out like this. Is he one of the greats? And not only that, he got this big contract for another 2 or 3 years. I don't see him getting any better. Maybe he's not in the spirit because the team's not well, but you can't say that either because Tyrese Maxey is out there playing his heart out. So because everybody's not healthy, yourself included, and Joel Embiid, you're not putting 100%. I'd rather you not play than not give 100%, because Tyrese Maxey started off injured this year, and when he came back, you see he's giving 110%. It's crazy when you know that you forget that Paul George is on the floor. So yes, shut it down. It's too late for them to come back this year. They're not even in the play-in. Joel Embiid is hurt. It's over for this season. Shut it down and try again next year. See what happens.
Yeah, this is too many free millions, man, for real. I think if his mom is sick, why didn't he just stay in California?
I don't have that answer. I didn't even know his mom was disabled. Like I said, I've been scratching the surface all last 2 days because I'm gonna get down to the bottom of all this shit. Niggas stealing my motherfucking drops that I get, acting like they reporting shit first. Nah, I'm back on niggas' ass. Pause, man. I'm getting all the information and everything, and I'm not gonna blow up my sources, but I'm gonna start telling everything before they get it. It's like niggas try to steal, and no disrespect to them, I'm not gonna name names in other networks or whatever, but shit, we gotta go harder. We actually, Mase said it that it'd be a good fit, pause, and then I actually told niggas that the nigga was leaving Sacramento and going to San Antonio. And then it kind of got swept under the rug because the Luka trade happened with Anthony Davis. But we get the information. We talk to niggas. Yeah. And this is exactly what I got to start doing. And I don't mean, and like I said, I'm not saying this to put his mother's business out there, anything like that. But if you're from California, you was playing in California, and you have a family member that's disabled, and then you just go to the whole other side of the country to not win, it's kind of disheartening.
Yeah, and I wasn't laughing at his mother being disabled. I just think, me personally, even if it's more money, you make this. I would have made the sacrifice to stay home, but that's not my business.
Yeah, a lot of internal stuff that we probably don't know what's going on. But again, y'all are the new source, so hey.
Podcast popping.
Podcast P.
Yeah, I did, and I did say the Lakers would win also. I did say that, and then I saw them on TV saying the same thing. So all of our takes are being taken. It's crazy.
I seen you yesterday and say the Lakers lost 13 straight when I wasn't here.
Cam, you working with them?
I'm with you.
You got the purple on there. You coming? Yo, put the camera on this thing.
I'm Purple Haze.
I said, Stack on just let this go. Stack Killer came in with the purple. I said,
you want to know the truth? Bezos a Laker fan. He's like, yo, we've been the best team since January. Murder gonna throw us under the bus. That's the only reason I know. I wouldn't have known if Bezo didn't tell me.
Right, but you said that's your team, so.
Since the 80s.
Since the 80s. I told you I was back when Luka came back. So now that they beat Denver, don't act new with me, you know. Keep that energy, y'all. Where's Sinners at, man?
Sin depressed.
Yeah.
Sin has been DMing Adam Silver. He said he think he get through to him. He said, I think it's working.
Pain. Totally don't
that
understand.
Crazy, bro. Yo, the niggas said, I think I'm finally getting through. They calling less fouls. Yo,
I would love to hear what Sin thought about, you know, them comparing the NBA to the 80s and the 90s. I definitely.
Hey, listen, man. I know this not on the list today, but like I said, I didn't. Sorry, guys. I was a little tied up yesterday, so I didn't see the show today. B was bringing me up to speed yesterday. Pardon me. And you know, Sinners is going off, but and I know y'all probably talked about it yesterday, but even if not, the Knicks look terrible against the top 3 teams in the NBA. Yeah. They look terrible. And not only that, Tibbs are running these guys into the ground, and they have no bench. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are bottom 5 in defense in their positions. You're not going to win when your center is in the bottom 5 centers defensively and your point guard is in the bottom 5 defensively. They're liabilities. So you wanted us to talk about the Knicks. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, the Knicks made a horrible move in getting Michael. I think that was a horrible move.
And Mase, I'm going to be honest with you. After this weekend when they lost to 2 of the 3 top best teams, he keeps blaming us, saying that last year we kept saying that they need to get rid of Randall, And he said, niggas is listening to you. Niggas is listening to you. Y'all did this. I say, yo, listen.
Yeah, I told them to keep Chinzo.
Yeah, my thing is this. If niggas is listening to us, they not cutting us a check for that.
Yeah.
I would like to get paid if niggas is taking our advice to actually go on the bus moves and we're not getting a percentage of it.
Right. I'm gonna just say real quick, Sin can be mad because maybe he's the real jinx. Because every time he brings up that we should talk about them, the bar just keeps going lower. The bar just keeps going lower. Sin is the real jinx. Sin is the real jinx. Y'all are not doing good. You can't score against good teams. You can't defend against good teams. Y'all are not in a good position right now. Sorry. That's why we don't talk about y'all. Because when we talk about y'all, y'all just keep doing worse. That's just what it is.
That's true. Because everybody that asked me to talk about the Detroit Lions, you see how that turned out.
Yeah.
And look, the Knicks, let's not undersell what they're doing. They're in third place, but you're going to have to play against these teams when the playoffs come. Hopefully, y'all going to make adjustments in the 7-game series, but you have an average losing percentage to Boston in the 20s. Same thing with the Cavaliers. I think it's 19 or something crazy like that. These are the teams you're going to have to play, and you have no depth, and you're playing 40 to 42 minutes a game, your starters. It's not going to be good when the playoffs come.
Right. And we always say you have to play good when it counts. It counts. So we'll see what happens.
What happened to if you can get away with it?
That's not my team.
Oh, okay.
That's not my team. I'm all for if you can get away with it, but this is not the same type of situation.
Yeah, and to Stats' defense, they can't get away with it because they're not getting away with it.
If they could, they would.
Yeah.
They not. Sorry, it's the truth. Okay, so the Timberwolves are having their way. We will discuss their game versus OKC after the break. Welcome back. So in a must-see game, the Timberwolves beat the Thunder 131-128 in overtime after trailing by 22 points the entire fourth quarter. So we always talk about OKC, but what did you think about the Timberwolves win and the way that they're playing right now, Mase?
Actually, I was surprised. You see the colors that I'm wearing today. I got on that Timberwolves navy blue with the light blue. I knew that they was gonna win, but actually, I think it's a testament to show what happens when a team surround Anthony Edwards right now, because he's playing at such a good level. But now that he's passing the ball to other people, it's starting to show that the other talent around him can produce. Sometimes when you have the ball in your hands so much, you tend to think that you got to do everything, but that's not how you win. And this is a testimony to that. When you're playing like a great team like OKC, you can't beat great teams by yourself. And you see Shai Gilgeous, how you say his name?
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Huh?
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, I'm going to just say SGA. SGA, he loaded up the stats, and then they lost. You know, he had pretty much like 40, 10, and 8 or somewhere close to there. And to think that you play that well and you still lose, people say, what else you want them to do? Pass the ball. If you pass the ball, get other people involved, it's going to make the wins easier. And I think this is something that has plagued them in the past, that SGA plays so well. Yes, he's going to be first team. But if he wants to win the championship, it's not going to be with him getting 40. He got to look to get like 25, somewhere close to 30, but try to get more assists and more rebounds. That's just how you're going to win, because sometimes your ability don't allow you to win championships if you don't know where you need to be to win. I remember growing up, they used to tell us, they used to tell this one guy on the team, if you get 8 rebounds or if you get 10 this, then we're going to win. And so you didn't need them to score that much and do that much. And the NBA is the same way. You take somebody like Dennis Rodman. I know people don't like to keep comparing it, but I'm going to keep comparing it until you show me something better. You got to know what it takes to win. And on this team called the Timberwolves, if Anthony Edwards can play this way, get everybody involved, and then just be Superman when he needs to be, this could be a very dangerous team. And it's the same thing that SGA need to do.
Yeah, to me, this game right here, it's totally, they got lazy in the fourth quarter. They went into the fourth quarter up 22 points. This team played each other 3 times this month. The Timberwolves won twice. I actually watched both games. They just played again the day before yesterday, and same numbers for SGA. Same thing, 39, just about 38, I think he had. They won by probably 12, 13 points. I think this is the best defensive team, actually, in the NBA when it comes to OKC. I think they're well-rounded. I think they have a great bench. I think they have a young core of people that knows what it takes to win at this particular moment. But I will say this. This is what 7-game series is about. If you're playing, like, for instance, they played them Sunday, then they played them again Monday. You had a chance, and I know this isn't the playoffs, but you had a chance to beat them 2 times in a row. But no, you let Minnesota back in the door, being lazy, lackadaisical, and not putting them away in the fourth quarter, leading into overtime, which you lost in overtime. I think that no other team right now, maybe Boston, because they have experience, is better than Cleveland, and then I'm going to go with OKC. I'm talking about as of today from the start of the season. We'll see what happens when the playoff starts. But this is Oklahoma City's time right here. You have a great core. You have great defense. You don't just have Chad. You have Harnstein, who's playing phenomenal. I see why Sin is fucking mad. He left the Knicks. I'd be mad. I ain't see all this shit Harnstein is doing with the Knicks. He looks sensational. And I think it's nothing more than OKC letting their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter. I've seen the game the day before, and they really had their number. But Ant-Man, what's going to happen with Ant-Man the rest of this season, he's facing double and triple teams, and he's going to have to pass the ball. So this is why people like Naz Reid are having a great season. This is why Mike Conley is stepping into his role. This is why Minnesota has to get back DiVincenzo. Rudy Gobert has to be available. He's not always available because it doesn't matter. Ant-Man is going to get double and triple teamed the rest of the season. I actually seen a special on the first half of the season how he was getting double and triple teamed. So for him to still be getting 7, he only have 17, for him to get his 25s and 30s when he does get it, it's a testament to how good he is because they're going to double team him because what he did last year and they know his potential. But I don't think this is nothing more than OKC taking their foot off the gas last night. But I will say this, that people make adjustments in 7-game series, and let's just say this was a playoff scenario, you let a game slip away because you took your foot off the gas, whether it be the coaching, not putting SGA and the rest of the team in, thinking they're going to give them a rest, and then Minnesota made a 41-19 run in the fourth quarter. This is the price you pay.
Yeah, and it was serious because I think it all came through like their rebounding. It's one of those invisible stats that people don't really pay attention to. Normally, the team that controls the boards is gonna win the game. And you got McDaniels at 10 rebounds. You got Reed at 11. You got Edwards at 13. You got even the other guard at 10 rebounds. You're not gonna win letting guards combine for 30 rebounds. That just makes no sense. And this is a testimony to how bad they need check on that team.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say, even with, Chet being out, I think that this is a game that OKC could afford to lose because they're still first seed right now, still playing well. But it's still entertaining. I think when we see teams like the Timberwolves and the Rockets actually winning games, it's fun. Like, I want to see Ant-Man blocking shots from SGA. And then even though the Timberwolves were trailing behind earlier in the fourth quarter and they were able to come by with the win, they did that while Ant-Man was on the bench. So we're seeing that they have other players that can step up to the plate even if Ant-Man isn't available. They don't have Rudy Gobert right now. I think it's just a good mix to see. So even though it's still kind of early, we still have a lot to kind of look forward to see from them as the game continues. So shout out to the Timberwolves. But again, it's just one game. OKC is still on top, and I think they're going to remain on top. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're going to discuss the Suns. They just lost to the Raptors 127-109. They're the 11th seed. Mase, do you see the team getting broken up, and what do you see happening with the Suns?
Right now for the Suns, I think the only person that remains there could be Book. I wouldn't be surprised if it's only Bill because he doesn't want to alleviate that no trade clause. But I definitely think that KD is on the move. He got to be on the move because this team is paying too much, and even in luxury tax, to be getting the things that they're getting. This is a team that I thought when you formed it that they could do major things in the West. Everybody was excited when they first got together, but it's just something not clicking. I think they got to blow this up.
Okay.
You're asking.
Yeah. Do you think that the Suns have potential, or do they need to be split up? What do you see happening?
Listen, when the year before last, I thought that it was just Denver's year, and if they figure it out, one more piece might be able to get them to compete with Denver. They get Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal gets there. He's hurt the majority of the season, but he ends up playing. And then you get swept to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Right now, we're a week after All-Star game. The All-Star game got pushed back because the Super Bowl got pushed back, so it's not half the season. It's really a third of the season left. We have 2 more months of basketball, and we have the Phoenix Suns under 500. Now, with these acquisitions that the Lakers made with Luka and then Jimmy Butler with Golden State, they both only lost 1 game. Jimmy Butler is looking fantastic with Golden State. Their confidence is sky high. Luka finally had his breakout game. Tonight, we'll sit there and see what he does against Dallas. I think this is a big game to see how Luka will fit in with the Lakers, but he's been looking good. And the Suns made no big trades. This combination of Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker is obviously not working for 2 seasons in a row, hurt or not. And if you're asking if they're going to blow the team up, I think the only one who does stay is Devin Booker. KD could possibly be on the move because Bradley Beal has a no-trade clause. I think they'll find something to where they'll do a split to where possibly the Suns will pay some of his salary, or whatever the next team he goes to pay some of his salary, but he's obviously not fitting in with the Suns. It's to the point where we're forgetting what he did in Washington, how he was a superstar actually in Washington. Even when John Wall went out, he's the one that held them down. Now, did he get them to a significant spot in the playoffs, a playoffs win? No, but he held it down, ticket sales, and got him the big contract that he actually got. But it's not working in Phoenix. I think the only one stays is Booker. I think they do blow it up. The owner, he seems like he's very impatient. He doesn't want to wait to win. And I think we'll see some moves in the offseason.
Okay, so we never actually further discuss Bradley Beal's contract because obviously with his no-trade clause, him and LeBron are the only players within that have that in their contract right now who are actively playing in the league. How do you feel about that no-trade clause for him? Because obviously it makes it really difficult for the Suns to be able to do anything with him. Devin Booker, we would think, is a non-negotiable, but given what we've seen with Luka and just a lot of the players that have been traded, anything can happen. What do you kind of see happening with Bradley Beal?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Bradley Beal land in the Clippers or a team like that somewhere on the West Coast, somewhere that he wants to be. Obviously, it's going to have to be somewhere that he really wants to be. Dallas, the Clippers, probably not Miami.
Does it seem like he doesn't want to be on the Suns to you? Like, is that?
I think he does want to be on the Suns, but I think he wants it to be his team. Then he probably will turn up there. He probably do well there. His attitude, his makeup probably is fit more for one of those kind of markets,
Yeah, look, Bradley Beal's contract this season, $50 million. Next season, $53 million. The season after that, $57 million. Teams may not want to pay that for Bradley Beal right now. And I think that it's going to be a situation where if they do a trade, it's not about where Bradley Beal, it's definitely about where he wants to go because they can't trade him without his authorization. But it's about a team that wants to pick up that cap. If the Suns really don't want him there, whatever team they deal with, they're going to have to pick up some of that salary. In other words, I'm saying the same thing like where you get, Russell Westbrook. I don't want to use him right now because I don't know it off the top of my head. But let's just use a football analogy for the sake of the topic right now, where you have Russell Wilson playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are paying them $1.5 million while the Broncos are paying him $35 million. That's how bad they wanted to get rid of him. Saying, look, we'll pay the $35 million or $32 million it is.
Just get him out.
Just get him out of here because we don't want him here. And if Bradley Beal will find a team that he wants to go to, like I said, it has to be his approval. Let's say it is, let's just use Miami because let's just say it's a nice city, he wants to go there. But Pat Riley has said, we're not picking up a $53 million salary to get rid of the cap so they can make cap for somewhere else. What they'll say is, okay, we'll give him $45 million. Could y'all give him $8 million? And then Bradley Beal will probably figure out, okay, as long as somebody picking up my salary and I go where I want to go, that's how that's going to work out. But to be honest with you, you got to salute his agent. His agent putting that in the contract, saying, y'all not just going to ship a nigga where y'all want to ship him in the middle of the night. We know who LeBron's agent is. We know what the nigga Rich do. Whoever Bradley Paul agent is, they're very smart of you because we don't see them contracts like they used to. They got 360 deals going on in basketball just about. So for him to even have that is amazing because it was a few players that had it back in the days. Carmelo had it for a minute. Kobe had it. It was about 7, 8 players. Now you see only 2 players with it. So I want to give his agent props for that.
Yeah, only 10 players have ever had it. So David Robinson, John Stockton, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, James, and then Beal. So yeah, I can't even be mad at him because that's lit. Like he kind of
That's a good little
choose his own
group to
destiny.
be a part of.
Right. But are you surprised that he's part of that group?
Yeah and no, because when he signed with Washington, they wanted him to stay so bad they probably had to put that in the contract. But looking back, if he was on another team, they would have never did that deal.
Okay, and so let's actually get into our underdog pick. So tonight, the Suns will play the Grizzlies. Bradley Beal is at 18.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
18.5 points. Who they playing?
The Grizzlies.
Lower.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go lower. I'm looking for, to be honest with you, and he's kind of been missing, I'm looking for 2021 Ja Morant. You know, the 2025 Ja Morant is he's all right. Where's the 2021 Ja Morant? I miss him. And we've seen sparks of him, but he hasn't been around. Playoffs are coming up. Could we get the 2021 Ja Morant back? But to answer the question, I'm going to go lower. I think it's a soggy mood in Phoenix. Doesn't look good. And I think Bradley Beal, I'm not saying he's not capable of getting 18, but I just think that they lost each other in the locker room.
Yeah.
So I'm going lower.
Okay. Kevin Durant is at 4.5 first quarter points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
I'm going to go higher.
Absolutely higher.
Okay, and then maybe Ja Morant's going to have that spark. He's at 21.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
I'm going to go higher.
And then before we end, so Shedeur Sanders won't work out at the NFL Combine in Indy. He is instead expected to throw on campus next month at Colorado's Pro Day. So, Mase, what do you think of this decision for Shedeur? Think it's a good look? How are we feeling about it?
I think whenever your spot is solidified, it doesn't merit you to have to go to the Combine. For some people, it raises their stock. But when you're already in the top 2 or 3 players in the country, I don't think it adds anything to your stock to be there, actually. That's just my vantage point. Most times when people know they're going 1 through 3, they don't work out unless they want a different seating than they actually already possess.
Yeah, I agree with Mase. This is a situation where they're there to see other quarterbacks that's not in the top 5 draft picks of quarterbacks I'm talking about. And not only that, if Shedeur, pardon me, y'all, I'm sorry. If Shedeur did work out in the Combine, then he's working out with receivers he doesn't know. They may not run the routes correctly. They're not familiar with each other. And it can only lower his stock. It's a lot of people who didn't go do anything at the Combine. He's going to be there for interviews, so on and such. But you think most recently, I'm sitting there thinking about Marvin Harrison Jr. last year. He didn't really do anything at the Combine. Notable player who didn't even participate in the Combine, Tyreek Hill. Mase is absolutely correct. When you're one of those dudes, to me, it only hurts you more than it can help you, especially if you're working with receivers that you're not familiar with. His pro day, I'm pretty sure he'll be working with other receivers that will be going pro. And they'll have all their shit together to where it doesn't make him look sloppy. So I think it's a smart decision by Shedeur and his team.
Yeah, I agree. I think you kind of let the season speak for itself because the combine to me is more performative anyways because I'm doing it for everybody else around me, not really myself. Like if I knew I was going to be drafted lower and I could show a little bit more, then that's the opportunity to kind of show that. But for him, it's like, y'all see me the past couple of years. Y'all know what I'm about. Still going to go take the meetings and talk, to the people. But I don't got to show y'all. I don't got to prove nothing else to y'all until it's time. And if you want to see me, come to my school, come to me on my pro day. So I understand that aspect. Good luck to Shedeur and Cam Ward. They're most likely going to be the highest prospects.
Yeah,
so
and not only, not to cut you off, but yeah, if you want to see me, come to the pro day. And if you don't, if anything before that, you have 4 years of film.
that's that. Let it speak for itself. I agree. Okay. That is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.